Derek, we're coming in hot right now. We got to talk about season 2. How does it feel? You are the newbie here. Isn't that crazy?
I'm a newbie. I'm just like walking in. I'm like, hi, everybody. Yeah, man, it's awesome to be a part of it. The show, I was so impressed with the first season, just with the tone and the humor and the style of it, so much fun. So when they asked me to be a part of it, I was like, absolutely, it makes perfect sense. This is definitely up my alley. And the character, this kind of competitive guy, it makes sense. But it was fun also too, because, he's kind of a baddie, in a way. So it's fun to play that.
Knowing the history of High School Musical, and again, this is the second season, so there was a first. Did you ever want to audition for it? Did you ever feel like this is right up my alley? This is where I want to be?
It wasn't really, honestly, it wasn't on my radar at all, actually. I think that it just kind of popped, just like everybody else, like, when Disney Plus came out, I downloaded it immediately because I love Disney stuff. And I was like, oh, High School Musical, the musical, the series. I'm like, what is this, right? And what is that name? I'm like,
right.
This is the longest name in the history of TV shows ever. But I think that in the name, you just like get the humor of it. You know what I mean? And I think it was perfect. So much fun. I got to work with, and Kate Reinders was awesome to work with, who plays Miss Jen. Yeah. And our characters have a history together, and it's like this, love, hate, this kind of playing with each other. And it was a lot of fun. And also, of course, it was filmed in Utah, which is where I'm from. So
nice.
I got to sort of go back to my home state to film.
Well, you mentioned Miss Jen, so I'll just take it there since you mentioned. Will Sparks be flying? What are we going to see? I know you can't give us all the details.
Well, I think that, just like any relationship, I think you run into an ex. I mean, it's awkward. It's intriguing. There's a lot of curiosity there. And in this case, there's a lot of competition, because it's the rival schools, and my school has all the resources and all the money and all the stuff, and so it's kind of it's that kind of like, it's just an interesting dynamic. It's gonna be fun. but there is a cat and mouse element to this for sure,
which we like that.
Yeah.
Your character Zack, how exactly, for those who will just be tuning in, how does he fit into the storyline?
Well, he's the rival school, he's the new coach, and they're basically, going for these awards, the Alaminki Awards, and yeah, it's just a competition. It's a rival between the two schools, but musical theater style. Yeah. And so it's interesting, and it evolves more as far as things that happen and dynamics, and but it's cool. It's been a lot of fun, and we're able to sing a song, and dance, within the show, and I'm looking forward to it.
I think the fan favorite on-screen couple are the characters Ricky and Nene. When you watch them on screen, obviously those two, it's undeniable chemistry, right? And I think that's why fans love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Olivia's got her song Driver's License. Clearly you can't get into a car, listen to the radio without that song playing, which is awesome. How did you feel when you first heard it? Did it take you back to when you got your license? What are the moments of that song for you?
Oh man, if it was to take me back to when I first got my driver's license, it would be absolute nightmares. Nightmares. It took me 4 times to pass my test, because I grew up 4, because I grew up in England, right? Okay. And so I had to get my test in England. So, and in England, you have to drive on stick shifts. Like you can't take a test on automatic. So you have to do stick. And it was during a time where I just feel like all the guys that were testing me just didn't like Americans or something, because they were like, turn left. I was like, so I turned left, and like, you just failed. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this is a no turn left. I'm like, well, why'd you tell me to turn left? They're like, well, why weren't you paying attention to the sign? It was one of those, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. So win. No, it was awful. So 4 times.
So 4 times you got it out there, and then you had to do it out here, obviously.
Did I? I did in Utah, and it took me 30 minutes.
There's the difference there. At least you got it.
Yeah.
For season 1, obviously, we had some guest stars there. Do you know anything or any cameos from the OGs possibly in this season?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm as oblivious as you are to who might be showing up.
Derek is giving me the emoji right now. He's like, I don't know.
No, that's the fixing the hair. Isn't that the hair one?
That is. Okay, here's something you can tell me about, because you know we love you over at Access. You and Hayley are obviously one of our favorite couples. We talk about you all the time, and we dig and we dig. The one thing I haven't asked you, the way you met and how you fell in love, and recreating that dance, seeing that you guys posted that. When you look back at that and you think about those moments, did you ever think that you would find something like this?
No, it's interesting. Our relationship is quite extraordinary because I feel like we always joke around how people always talk about like the honeymoon period, you know, when you first get in a relationship and it's like, ours was like opposite, you know, ours was like terrible relationship, awful. Like, it's like just a mess. And then somewhere along the way, it became just beautiful and so much better. So we've had like this weird opposite trajectory we're just, but it's good thing is it's on the right direction, if that makes sense, going up, you know?
Yeah. Yes. I was going to say, and I appreciate the fact you guys have now almost 6 years together.
Yeah. It's been like it's been a long time. Yeah.
You think that you love that process that you guys had in the very beginning, and now that's why it continues to go further? Where would you say the next biggest step for you two is in life to just keep going forward?
Yeah, I think there's definitely, you know, things in the future for sure.
Smiling.
There's things that happen, challenges, things that go through a relationship that I feel like people experience after they get married. Right. And they're like, oh my gosh. And I feel like we feel pretty grateful that a lot of things we've experienced in a relationship, we've kind of already gone through, and like some really crazy highs and lows. And so I think that, you know, that day comes that we're kind of like, cool, we can get through anything, you know?
Yeah. Cause you guys have already you put the work in and it's all happening. Yeah. I think Dancing with the Stars, everyone's wondering, will the two of you take the dance floor again next season?
Possibly. We'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for season 30. I'm excited for season 30, just honestly, just for one, to have Len back. I'm excited to have him back. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But I guess the most important thing is where I'm going to sit. Just kidding. Like, that's it. Like, who cares about anything else? Who cares about the cat? Where am I going to sit? Is it between Bruno and Len, or is it between Len and the cat? No. But honestly, I'm really excited about it. And I'm interested. I'm curious to see what we're going to do to sort of celebrate this monumental achievement of 30 seasons, you know, so.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that, because that is a huge milestone in life for something that you never know in this business, right? So it's like amazing to continue.
Well, I joke around saying, you know, I remember joining season 5, Dancing with the Stars, and I can't remember who it was, but they said like, oh yeah, this show has like 2 more seasons left in it, you know, that's about it. And so I was like, well, shoot, I better make the best of it. And, you know, here we are, you know.
30. Whew. Well, I'm going to let you get out of here for a second, but we really quickly, TikTok, just break it down for me. I'll make this quick. Number one, it's really kept you busy, right? In quarantine, you're a master at it now. You and Hayley. Who's the mastermind actually behind these? Who decided this, and who's the best at it?
Oh, Hayley doesn't. She does not go on TikTok ever. I think she's posted one.
Does she help you behind the scenes?
Only because I make her. Like, babe, I need somebody to film this for me, or hey, can you do this? And it literally, it's like, oh, okay. No, I've just embraced it. You know, a year ago when I got onto it, it was just like permission to be dorky and have fun, and I'm like, I'm all for that, you know. So yeah.
Okay, last one. You did do her makeup though.
I did. I did a dang good job.
You did. We've watched it a couple. We've watched it a couple times.
Not so good. Not so good.
Is there anything that you guys would have off limits that you wouldn't do on TikTok, or is it just for fun and, like you said, hanging out and just keep passing time?
Yeah, it's just fun. You know, it's fun, and it's actually kind of funny. It's also like a new audience too. You know, it's just a new outlet because I joke. This is hilarious, but like, there's been several occasions now where I'll, you know, be out at a grocery store or something, and like, hey, you're from TikTok, you know, like, like having no idea about anything else that I do or anything like that. Like, hey, you're that, wow, you can really dance guy, you know, or something like that. And so it's quite fun. It's fun to sort of, be exposed to a completely different type of audience.